So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. On the underdogs, we will never be anything.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Unrooted Women's Volleyball Edition, and my guest for this week's show is none other than the head coach of Menlo College Women's Volleyball, Denise Sheldon. Denise, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Brian.
You're welcome. It feels great to actually be able to do this in person this year as opposed to last year where we had to do it on Skype. So this is the first time you've actually been in studio doing this.
That was my first time really using Skype too, so I much prefer the in-person interview.
Yeah, and that was I think the first time I did one of these on Skype as well, and I found out that it's not the greatest.
Yeah,
it didn't look so great. Or anything. No, it didn't, but that's okay. We're looking pretty now here today.
Oh, look at us.
I know, we're great.
Okay.
So let's talk about you a little bit now. I've noticed through being Facebook friends with you that you post and share a lot of animal and pet videos. Is this like a secret obsession of yours?
Yeah, it's not so secret. I think it's out there in the open. But it is. It's kind of, I feel like social media, I don't spend a ton of time on social media, but I feel like there's just so much negativity. And so there was a point at which a couple of years ago I added a couple of sites to my Facebook that are about dog spotting. And when you interact with things, then you see more of it. And so I've interacted with it a lot. And so most of my feed is dog and animal videos. And so I just think it's a much more positive way to manage your social media. It
definitely is. Now, do you have any athletes of yours who are on board with this, that they've joined that train?
There are a lot, and we kind of have a dog obsession on our team, so it's something that's just kind of permeated everything that we do, and there are particular ones who are, I think, just as crazy as I am about dogs. I have 3, so I just think dogs are life. So
we'll of course talk a little bit more about the animal videos later on.
Okay.
With the brownie bites, so be prepared for that.
I'm prepared.
This is now year 2 for you here at Menlo College. Do you feel different challenges now that you are a bit more familiar with Menlo and no longer a rookie head coach?
I don't know. I think that every year is a different year because your team is going to be different and you're faced with all kinds of different challenges. So I don't know that it feels different. We accomplished a lot last year, and I think that we're improving, and we are working daily on, just establishing and enhancing our culture. And so it's just a matter of day by day working to keep improving. So I don't know that I feel any more challenged. I'm excited that I now understand Menlo because even though I went to high school right next door, I never really knew much about Menlo. So now I have a much better understanding. I think I can be better effective in some ways, but I think it's just a new challenge every day.
Now the Oaks so far have already accomplished a lot in 2018, even though 2 official matches, but 2 wins so far against CalPAC schools. Overall, what are your thoughts about how the Oaks have handled business in the first 2 games against Pacific Union and UC Merced?
I'm really excited about how we've done so far, but I think it goes beyond that because, like you said, we have had a bunch of, for you, unofficial matches. Yeah. For us, they've been pretty official. So, we got to play against some Division II schools in Hawaii that presented some challenges for us. And so I think it's been a journey already, even though, on our, when you look at our record, it just says 2-0. So I think we've improved already, and I'm really excited about how we've done against teams in the CalPAC. And I think it's just, we're in a great place to get ready for GSAC play.
Now that UC Merced match was absolutely incredible to watch and to broadcast. Oaks down 2-0, dropped the first 2 sets, then rally back to win in 5. What does that match tell you about your team this year?
It says a lot, actually. I don't know if you know this, but when a team is down 0-2, the statistical probability of actually coming back and winning that, if the teams are pretty much equal, is only about 12.5%.
I would have guessed lower.
Yeah, well, so it is. It's statistically pretty improbable, and I think it says a lot that we, that's a mentally challenging thing to go through when you're down 0-2, and to kind of overcome that and to find the confidence and just play the volleyball that we play day in and day out. That's a big focus for us, is that when we come into practice, we want to practice the same way that we're going to play. We want to treat matches the same way we would treat practice. We don't want to try to do something bigger or better or different. We just want to do what we do every single day. So I'm just excited about what that means for us moving forward.
Now, early on, Kenzie Carpenter and Morioka and Kenzie have played really instrumental roles in leading the offensive attacks, kills, digs, blocks, you name it. They've provided it so far. What has allowed them to have such hot starts to 2018?
Yeah, I don't know specifically, but I think that something that's helped in a big way for both of them is that they showed up on the first day of preseason in awesome shape. And, through ramping up our lifting and conditioning in the spring and then continuing that over the summer, they just came ready to play. So last year, we definitely had some, just even physical growth to do in the beginning weeks of our preseason. And this year, everyone came back in better shape. And when you ask me about those two, they're just rock stars, in the gym, but also their work ethic is pretty incredible. They lead the pack when it comes to work ethic, I think. And so it's great when that pays off for them. Sometimes, people work really hard and it doesn't pay off. And in this case, it's they're getting to reap those rewards right now. And I'm really proud of what, the way they've been playing.
Yeah, Kenzie leading the Oaks in kills so far, and Moya already with the Defender of the Week award
so cool.
in the GSAC. Now, as we mentioned earlier, just 1 week in, 2 games, but you're already ready for conference play. This weekend, the Oaks begin GSAC games against Hope International and Life Pacific. There are now 3 ranked teams in the conference for the first time, at least in my time here at Menlo College over the past couple of years. How do you feel about the state of the team in relation to those ranked teams in the GSAC?
It is a really exciting thing that we have teams in the GSAC who are ranked now, because I don't think that is a reflection of the teams necessarily being better. I think it's just a reflection of, basically the way you get ranked is you go to a tournament and you play and beat a ranked team. Mm-hmm. And I think it's about time, honestly, that the GSAC is getting recognized for being a really tough conference, because it is a tough conference. And I think in the past, at least few years, it's been overlooked, and it's kind of been, it's that California conference. Yep. And I think that it can probably, I don't know exactly where it falls, but it could definitely go head to head with a lot of other conferences that have lots of ranked teams. So there's nothing but good things having those teams be ranked. We chose this year to go to Hawaii in our preseason and not go to a big national tournament where there were ranked teams. So certainly that impacts our ability to be ranked. So that doesn't necessarily concern me. I think that we're in a really good position to, do well in the GSAC, play well against those teams, play well against the unranked teams, and I'm sure, face some challenges this season too. It's, we expect to face adversity, and we want to just take that head on and hopefully just keep getting better every day and make volleyball be something that enhances our lives every day.
Yeah. Regardless of the rankings, Menlo finished 3rd in the conference last year. You took sets from Westmont every single time. You were competitive. I think you beat Vanguard once. Mm-hmm. Masters, you beat them twice last year. There's no reason to expect that Menlo can't do that again this year, if not a little bit better.
I love the way you're talking to me.
Right?
I think so, absolutely.
We had this conversation with Maggie last week. She said, well, the Oaks are going to win against Westmont this year.
Oh.
First time in program history.
Gosh.
Okay, I kind of led her on to say that. I was the one who was pushing her, but still, I mean.
Sure. I don't have a crystal ball, and who knows, where we're going to be at when we have those matches, but I feel we have as good a chance as anybody to. It's all about how we're going to play and how we put things together, and also keeping people healthy and that sort of thing too. But I'm excited about our opportunities.
Absolutely. All right, Denise, let's get into the final segment of the show. It's called Brownie Bites.
Okay.
You know how this goes. I'm going to ask you 3 off-the-wall questions. Give me your best answers.
Okay, I'm ready.
Question number 1. When taking an Uber, are you sitting in the front seat or the back seat?
So this is a little bit of a complicated answer. I was kind of an early adopter of Uber and Lyft, and so I feel like when we started taking Uber, everyone was sitting in the front seat. That was that was the thing, and it was different from a cab because you did sit in the front seat, and that was I don't know. So for a long time, I sat in the front seat, and I noticed recently that Uber drivers were they would have things in their front seat, which was that's changed in recent years. or they're having to like move the seat back for me to sit in the front seat. And so I kind of put it out there to the Facebook world and said, hey, everyone, because I don't really know what the answer is to this. And it seems like that culture has shifted and most people are sitting in the back seat now. And so I think out of respect for the drivers and their property, it feels like people don't really want you sitting in the front. Yeah. So I sit in the back now.
I think for me personally, it depends on whether I want to converse with my Uber driver or not. If I really want to have a social conversation with this guy or girl, I'll sit up front.
Sure.
But if I want to just mind my own business, I'm sitting in the back.
Yeah.
I feel like that's also
a good way to think of it too. Yeah. I think that whatever the Uber driver would like, I want to respect that. So
of course, if they don't want you sitting up front, sit in the back.
Yeah. So I've just defaulted to the back, and if we want to have a conversation, then we can talk from the back. And a lot of them just don't, I don't think, anymore. But some of them do, and I love all the people I've gotten to meet.
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on where you're at. I took a lot of Ubers back on the East Coast, and they're a little bit more talkative.
Okay.
Out here in California, in the Bay Area,
not so much.
It's more like just get in and go.
Yeah,
There's
I agree.
There's not really a whole lot going on with that. All right, question number 2. Which athlete of yours shares the most animal or pet videos?
Okay, easy answer is Lucy Herrera. She has a very intense Corgi obsession. Okay. I help feed that obsession. I'm an enabler. So she shares a lot, and I now, like, whenever I see Corgi stuff, I'm sending it to her because it just brightens her day. So definitely Lucy.
Corgis are pretty adorable.
They're pretty cute. And now that we have one on campus, I don't know if you know that Dean Peters has a Corgi.
Really?
Yeah. So we get like real life interactions with, puppy Corgis, which is like never a bad thing.
Yeah. The game has completely changed, ladies and gentlemen, with a Corgi on the campus of Menlo College.
Yep.
Question number 3. Which athlete is most likely to put ketchup on a hot dog?
Yeah. This is such a bizarre question. I think that's a pretty unpopular thing to do, but I only use ketchup and cheese on my hot dog. So I'm going to go with me because I don't know who else would. I don't think very many people do that.
So you actually put cheese on the hot dog?
I do. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I don't think I've heard of that before. That's new.
Shredded cheese with the ketchup. That's all I want on my hot dog.
So you're just missing chili.
I mean, if you're going to do chili, but I just feel like if you're going to a ballpark and you're going to get a hot dog, like you've already made a bad decision, like with your health and body, and then you add chili on it. I feel like you mostly should keep those things separate just for your own health.
Well, it's a ballpark. If you're going to a ballpark, you shouldn't be getting a salad anyways.
Yeah.
At least that's the way I look at it.
I don't go to the ballpark much either, so.
Okay, well, at least that's the way I look at it. Now, I personally don't like hot dogs.
Okay.
Which I know is very unpopular to say.
Well.
But if I do eat hot dogs, another unpopular thing to say, I put ketchup on it.
Oh, see? So we are all in the same ballpark.
We're on
here.
the same page. We're bonding over.
Did you like that
hot
ballpark fun? I got that in there. You missed it. Okay.
I did, but that's okay.
All right.
That's okay. That was well played.
Thank you.
I can go back and watch it anytime, right?
All the time.
All the time. Denise, thanks for joining me on the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome, folks. The women's volleyball team at home again this weekend. Second time in a row. You can catch them at Haynes Prim Pavilion. It starts on Friday night. The GSAC opener against Hope International University. First serve set for 7 o'clock. And the pregame with Ryan Barnett will be on the Menlo College Sports Network at 6:45. Then the Oaks host Life Pacific College, the program's first ever meeting against the Warriors. That is on Saturday. That'll start at 2 o'clock. We invite you to tune into next week's episode when we have Sophia Salim set to appear on the show, courtesy of Maggie McDonald's pick from 1 week ago. So we invite you to tune in for that one. Until then, we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.
So where's your